Hey everybody, it's Randy with Randy Reviews and welcome back to my channel. So I had originally recorded this video live and it was about 55 minutes long, which I was just like, this is way too long. And it was a lot of rambling and it just wasn't doing what I needed to do. So I decided to chop it up and do a voiceover. I'm doing my makeup to my daily makeup when I'm working from home, nothing special. So yeah, I still wanted to post it though because, I recorded it, so I'm posting it. What I do want to talk about is traveling with kids. So I have a 1-year-old, and even before she was born, even before I was pregnant, even before I was even thinking about having kids, I would tell everybody, like, I'm not going to be taking my baby with me on every vacation. And everybody would be like, no, you gonna want to watch. You gonna miss her. You gonna this, you gonna that. Well, not her, but you gonna miss your kids. You gonna want them to experience this and that and all this stuff. And I just knew deep down in my soul that that was not the life for me. And every time I go on vacation, the people who do bring their kids validate the feeling that I had over 6-7 years ago, that traveling with kids is hell. It's pure hell. So for me, especially like actual vacationing, not just traveling for like work or to go visit family, but like actual vacationing, for me is a reprieve. It's a moment to get away from real life. Like, why am I paying to have my child there who I'm then going to just be taken care of? Like, being a parent is a job. So, yeah, I might be off from my regular job, but now I'm still doing some type of work. How is that a vacation? How? Tell me how. And as she gets older, of course, we're going to start taking family vacations and doing stuff that is more kids oriented. But I'm not taking my baby to Cancun with me. I'm just not. I don't even want to go to a family resort. Like, seriously. Me and my travel buddies, we pick adults only resorts. We don't, unless they have a separate side, we might do it. But 90% of the time, we pick adults only resorts because kids is just a lot. They, just do the most. So, prime example, I was just up visiting my family, and we went to a local water park, an indoor water park, and they have a adults only hot tub that we usually go to at nighttime. But other than that, it's a water park, so everything's open to the kids. The first thing I noticed, because I had my baby with me. I took her to the lazy river. We got in the lazy river. The first thing I noticed, 90% of the kids is just in the water by themselves. No parents in sight. And you know how kids do. They don't obey no rules, especially when no adults are around. So they not in the floaties, going around the lazy river as you should. They're literally running through the lazy river, like just on foot. And sometimes they'll pop their head up or, be so close to you, you hit them. And I'm like, why is this child just walking in the lazy river? Then I get out of there and go over to the hot tub, not the adult's hot tub, but just the standard hot tub. And it's little kids in here literally diving into the hot tub. Once again, they are here by themselves. No parents in sight. Literally. And I'm just like, okay, I understand you at the water park. So you like, okay, let them roam free. Or you tired, so you don't want to have them, you don't want to be right there with them. But ain't no way. It was legit like 4-year-olds in the water by themselves. One little girl kept crying because she was too short to reach the bottom of the hot tub, so she had on like floaties, and water kept getting into her mouth. And she would literally bust out crying and screaming when the water got in her mouth. And her other little kids are trying to console her. And I'm just like, where are the parents? Then, after she finally got out, Another little boy came over there to help her get out of the enclosure, and neither one of them could reach the opener. So they tried to climb over the gate. Mind you, it's a water park, so you know everything is wet, slippery, and hard rock concrete. So my dad ran out, and helped them because she was about to climb on top of the other little boy's back to get over the thing. What she was going to do on the other side besides bust her head, I have no idea. But I'm just like, what is going on? Then after they did all that and left out, probably like 5 minutes later, they come getting back in. And, me being who I am, I said something. I'm like, hey, where's y'all parents at? Y'all can't get back in this water by yourself because y'all don't know what y'all doing. You keep crying and water keep getting in your mouth. And she's like, oh, my sister, no, I'm over here. I said, well, where your sister at? Tell her to come over here with you. So she actually obeyed and got out and went and got her sister. Sister looked like she all of 16, 17. She not an adult for real. But at least she's, old enough and big enough to be in there with her. And then at the end of the night, guess what? I see those same 2 kids plus about 4 other kids being held up by the workers because there's no parents, no adults to get them. The water park is closing. And I'm just like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Why bring your kids somewhere that you don't want to play with them or be with them, or even in eyesight? Like, it's chairs around the hot tub. Even if you're not in the hot tub with them or in the, slide with them, you can sit right there and watch them. Like, that's crazy to me. So, just kids in general be irritating me. Number one. Number two, parents be irritating me because they don't pay enough attention to their kids. And this is even within my own family. Like, even at the park, at the, barbecue, they just sitting down while their kids running wild. And you end up being the parent for all of the kids. So that really opened my eyes to, number one, when I'm on vacation, I don't want to deal with no kids or nobody else's kids. Number two, when I take my child on a family-friendly vacation, I'm going to be right there with her. And if she gets tired or she don't want to do this no more or I don't want to do it, we going home. We going up to the hotel room. We going to do something else. I ain't about to force her to be in the water for 4-5 hours just because I, don't want to do nothing else with her. Or, oh, I paid my money, so you need to stay in there. No. When it's over, it's over. And that's just what it is. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm holding steady to my thoughts about this because I just feel like everybody think they kids is their friends. And it's so weird to me. Like, maybe because I'm older, but most of my friends weren't that young when they had their kids either. At least they last ones. But, yeah, I'm older. And it's just like, how is this healthy? What's so wrong with you taking 4 or 5 days of vacation to go spend with your spouse or your girlfriends and get out the house and let your kids, stick to their routine or whatever, or take them somewhere that's actually for children. Like, how you going to bringing them to Cancun and the Bahamas and all of this? Yeah, it's a pool, but it's really nothing else that's dedicated to them. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And one of the moms at my daycare that my child goes to, her 2 children was out for a while, and I saw her, and I was like, where y'all been at? And she was like, oh, we went on a cruise. And I was like, oh, how was it? Because I had just went on a cruise in February. When I tell you, her and her husband both looked at like so sad, and she was like, yeah, it was not good. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, I basically was just babysitting on the cruise ship. Like, I just paid money to go watch my kids in another place. I just bust out laughing. I'm like, yeah, you should have left them at home with mama, daddy, grandma, granddaddy, somebody, because that really is a waste of money if you don't come home feeling refreshed and reinvigorated. And kids are a lot of work. Even when I was just at that water park for 2 nights, 3 days, I was tired. Like, it's exhausting to try to have fun, do all this, and then, my baby's still young, so I got to make sure she's not tired. I got to feed her at a certain time, change diapers at a certain time. And it just goes up from there to other stuff. But it's like, it's a lot. Like, you already doing this on a daily basis, and then the few days you got off, you doing it too? Come on now. And, I don't care. Like, that's the great thing about being a mom, an older mom, and like having yourself in check and knowing what you care about. I don't care what nobody think about me. Literally. Like, I don't care if nobody be like, what? You don't want to take your kids? What? You left your kid with the babysitter for 3 days? What? You did it? You going on a girls trip and you just had a baby? Yep. I'm going to do what I want to do because it's my life and you only get one of them. So long as you're not obviously leaving your kids for weeks at a time, often, and or keep not caring for them, it's nothing wrong with taking a break. Shoot, once a week I might, leave her here and with her dad and go to my neighbor's house and drink a glass of wine or two for an hour or two just to get out the house. Like, that's totally okay. Like, I don't remember ever feeling like, oh, my mom went up, because my mom traveled a lot when I was a kid. And we did our family stuff too, We would go to water parks and amusement parks, and then we would go to our family reunion together. And when I got older, she took me to Cancun. But I don't ever remember being like, oh my God, I can't believe my mama about to leave me for 5 days. Or people bad-mouthing her because she went out of town. It's like, no, she deserves it, actually. She needs it for her sanity. Like, between work and being a parent and being a wife and being a friend and volunteering and trying to, start a business. Like, you do so much that those little days away or those little girl trips or any little thing just really, really helps. Like, me and my friends went to New Orleans a couple months ago, and the original babysitter had canceled at the last minute, so I thought I wasn't going to be able to go. When I tell y'all I was distraught, because we had, number one, been talking about it for like over a year at that point. We were supposed to go the year before. Number two, I was just looking forward to that away time, from being a mother and a wife. So I was just distraught. It worked out and I was able to go a day late. But even that still pissed me off because I'm like, I need all my days. I need all of my days. And can't nobody make me feel bad about it. Nobody. And the thing is, the people that always saying something, they need a break. Like, they wish they could do what you doing. Most of the time, they saying something because either they grew up in a different time where it was like, oh, you supposed to sacrifice your whole life for your kids, or they don't have the funds to do it. That's just the bottom line. They don't have the money to, go on vacation once and twice a year and this and that. And so they just hate for you to do it. But yeah, that was my little topic of discussion. But I had to make another voiceover because I still have like 7 minutes left. So what could I talk about? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask people just in general, would you continue to go to a hairstylist, nail stylist, anybody that's giving you a service if you disagree with them in a political way? Like, say for example, your hairstylist is clearly like MAGA, or she tells you, she's MAGA, or she voted for Donald Trump or something like that, and you're like vehemently against it. Would you still go to them? Like, if they do a good job and you like, okay, I still want to get my hair done by this person. Would you sacrifice like your, basically your worldview for that hairstylist? Now, my perspective is this. It's only certain things that I want to deal with. Like, you could disagree with me on stuff and I'll be fine with it. But when it comes to any type of racial things, baby, I can't mess with it. So being in Texas, it's a huge immigrant and Hispanic culture here. And so the first few nail techs that I had found, because I don't really like going to the salons like that. I feel like they don't do a good job. And they use bad products. So my nails are always brittle and breaking off. So I try to find, an actual nail tech. And the first two techs I found, both of them were, no, I take that back. The first one was Mexican. And the second one was Thai. I think she was Thai. She was some type of Asian. Yeah, I think she was Thai. Or she might have been, yeah. Anyway, and both of them, now mind you, these is two different women, two different backgrounds. Both of them tried to say the N-word in front of me. The first one did say the N-word. The second one tried to say it or asked could she say it in front of me. And I'm just like, what in the Texas is going on? Because where I'm from, Detroit, Michigan, honey, you don't do that. Like, nah. If you got to ask for permission, that means you don't have permission to say it. That's just what it is. And I grew up in a very mixed neighborhood, a lot of Arabic and immigrants and stuff like that. And like I said, if you gotta ask permission, that means you can't do it. And when we first moved here, my husband went to a barbershop, and it was a Hispanic barbershop. Most of the barbers were Mexican. And I think one or two of them said the N-word in front of us. And we just looked at each other like, oh, that's how they get down here? Like, what y'all got going on? Like, I didn't know that people actually do that, So, especially not other, like, minority groups. I know, I hear about how they think they better than black people and, all of this and that, but I never experienced this type of foolishness until I moved down here. So I just was taken aback. So the first girl, she was really young and, but she did a good job, and she did the type of, I like to use hard gel, and she used hard gel. So I really liked her, but after like the third or fourth time of her saying the N-word, talking about some guy she was dating or whatever, I had to stop going to her. Because I'm like, why do you think that's okay to say something that doesn't, and you're not black, number one. Number two, even if you is black, how do you know that I'm comfortable with you talking like that in front of me? It's different if I initiated the talk, and I'm saying in this and in that. I'm not. So why would you say it in front of me? Then the second lady, the Thai lady, she started off okay. She was a little kooky because, she was very religious, and she would bring up, Christianity and stuff. And to me, when it comes to religion, politics, any of that, like, you can't just assume, you know what I'm saying? Just assuming because somebody is black or because somebody looked this way or whatever, that's what they, doing or believe in or none of that. So I just try to stay away from that type of stuff because I don't know how somebody will react. And people are very defensive about, their worldviews. So that was already a little, But then she was dating a black guy, and she started asking me about hair stuff. And she's like, can she touch my hair? And by this time we had built a rapport. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm taking it as like her just trying to help her little boyfriend out. Then when they broke up, now that's when she asked, could she say the N-word? Because she was like trying to badmouth him. And I'm like, you wasn't calling him an N-word when you was good with him. Nah, you mad at him and he an N-word. So it's a derogatory coming from you. Like, no. That's not even what prompted me to stop going to her. What prompted me was her saying how Sinners is promoting voodoo and witchcraft and how it's very demonic and all that stuff. That's when I was like, oh yeah, you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let me go on and find somebody else. So those two occasions, I did make the decision to move on. My hairstylist recently, first of all, I don't like how she just be talking and talking and talking. She never shut up. And this is a new hairstylist that I've been going to for like the last 2 months or whatever. but she does a good job with my hair. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm not looking forward to setting another appointment just to deal with her, but I am looking forward to getting my hair done. So I don't know. I'm up in the air about it because I feel like, maybe I can just say like, hey, I don't feel like talking today, and then see if that'll work. Or, oh, hey, I got a headache and, I'm not in the best mood, to see if that will kind of stop her from talking the whole 3-4 hours I'm there. So, yeah, that was my little second topic. Let me know how you feel about that. Are you willing to go ahead and keep dealing with somebody, even if you don't really like them or don't like some of their behaviors, because they're doing a good job? Or are you just like, that's part of the experience and you got to like them? Let me know. So I think I'm finally done with my makeup in this video. It's a real cute, nice little shimmery lavender with a nude lip and some blush. And I'm out the door. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.